Hello everyone and welcome to the Elder Scrolls Online with me, your host Crypto at Crypto Gamer. Guys, this is my 301st video, so thanks very much for everybody who's been watching and who's subscribed, and to many more. In today's video, guys, we're going to be looking at the top 5 polymorphs. If you do enjoy the video, please like, share and subscribe, and let's get on with it. So the first one today is the Zifkin Dreadguard. The Zifkin Dreadguard can be earned in the Imperial City through Telvar Stones, 250,000, or you can take a chance with a lockbox. And this is what it looks like in third person. Something to note as well with some polymorphs, guys, is you can actually remove the helmet, which you will see in a moment. And with each of the different Zifkin polymorphs, their faces look completely different from one another, as you will see shortly. Of course, this is the only Zifkin in this particular lineup today, guys. And not only that, I would really like you to watch the video right through to the end, simply because some of these polymorphs also have multiple variations depending on whether you are a Khajiit or an Argonian. As you can see here, this is what the Zifkin polymorph looks like without the helmet. I think it looks pretty cool, and it's great to see your character become basically a Daedra, which I always wanted to play as a Daedra or a Zifkin. This was also the first polymorph I ever earned. On to number 2. The Pumpkin Spectre polymorph. This came out a few years ago for the Witches Festival and came in Crown Crates, or was also in the Crown store, and there was also another one which was called the Scarecrow Spectre polymorph, which was also very, very cool, but this was the first one I bought from the Crown store, and this was my very first polymorph that I ever bought. It was absolutely worth it. I really liked the luminous effect that was on the polymorph. It made it stick out, and it was perfect during Halloween time. It was a really fun polymorph to play around with. As you can see, it looks quite smart. I'd like to know your opinions on this particular polymorph though, guys. You know, let me know in the comments below. It's always handy to hear what other people think. On to number 3, guys. The Bone Man polymorph, guys. Many people who have played Skyrim will recognise the Bone Man from the Soul Cairn as an enemy type that you could fight in Skyrim. And this is what it looks like in human form, of course, which obviously it looks pretty smart. This came in the Crown store a few months ago. Now remember, guys, it is very important to understand that when it comes to you thinking that you've missed out on a polymorph or something that you want from ZOS, you can actually send in a ticket, and as long as you have the crowns, they'll deduct the crowns and actually send it to your account directly, and thereby you will be able to unlock it. You just have to ask them very nicely and be very polite. As you can see, this polymorph has a beautiful purple undercoat and a nice glow effect, which is very smart. Now this is the Khajiit form of the same polymorph, and I think it looks pretty good on a Khajiit. It's quite menacing looking, really, which is pretty cool. So this is what it looks like in third person. We'll zoom in closer and have a wee look. And of course it looks very, very nice. I actually feel like the purple effect looks better on the Khajiit than it does any of the other races. And now what I'll do is I will now show you the Argonian form. So this is what the Argonian looks like when it's using the same polymorph, and it looks very, very smart. I do like the Bone Man on the Argonian. The Elder Scrolls Online is the first game to actually, in high definition detail at least, show off the skeletons of Argonians and Khajiits, as well as things like vampires as well, along with even Daedra skulls as furnishings. So there's a quick wee tip for you guys. So yeah, the Argonian is very, very smart, and I do really enjoy this polymorph just because of the versatility of it, and we do have another polymorph similar coming up shortly. And coming in at number 4, guys, my favourite polymorph that I've ever came across, which just came out in the Diamond Anniversary Crown Crates that came out recently, and it even had an accompanying Daedric Titan mount. This is the Molag Pal Illusion polymorph, and I think this is by far the best polymorph that has ever came out, and there have been some cracking polymorphs that have came out that I've not got my hands on. This one cost me 400 crown gems, but it was totally worth it in the end. And yeah, this polymorph is basically now my mascot for all my videos. This is why you see him in every single intro. In case you were wondering how I managed to get those clips, yeah, it's basically a polymorph and a bunch of emotes. Let me know what you think of this polymorph, guys. It's definitely my favourite one so far. And coming in at number 5, guys, is Accursed Death, and this is the human version. And this is one of the best Halloween-based polymorphs I've ever came across. Probably my favourite one for Halloween. And as you can see, I've decided to go to my ample domicile, one of my houses. So this is how my house looks in the Elder Scrolls Online. Still got a lot of work to do on it, but this is where I'm storing everything for just now. And yeah, basically the polymorph is very, very versatile. It has 3 versions, a Khajiit version and an Argonian version. So just like the Bone Man polymorph, it's very versatile, which is really, really good. And one of my favourite things about it. So what we'll do now is we will check out the Khajiit version, first of all, Accursed Death. Now this just looks mean. This particular version of a Khajiit, it just looks savage as hell. Really, really heavy duty looking. And I think it's very, very good. I do sometimes play on my Nightblade during Halloween with this polymorph on, just because of the versatility. And because the Bone Man polymorph will give you away a little bit more in Cyrodiil, whereas this is quite good. And quite intimidating as well to your enemies within Cyrodiil. I would like to know which form of this polymorph you like best as well, guys. Let me know whether you prefer the human, the Khajiit, or the Argonian polymorph. I'd like to see what everybody's thoughts are in the comments about it, guys. And this is the Argonian version of Accursed Death. And as you can see, he looks pretty brutal. Very gnarly looking as well. Big jaws and big claws. And a very, very wide, scabby looking tail. So yeah, I think this is very smart as well. I really enjoy this version of the polymorph. The Argonian version is really, really nice as well. Usually I would probably use the Bone Man for him, because that is quite good as well. But I do sometimes, like I say, if I go on an Argonian character, which is rare nowadays. Funnily enough, I actually did start out with an Argonian character and then changed his race and his name to become a High Elf, and that was my main sorcerer for a time. This right now is my Arcanist, and he's using the Annihilator's sword as well. If you've enjoyed the video, guys, please like, share and subscribe. This has been Crypto Gamer. Have a great day.